First of all, great to get a win. And, really probably the thing that stands out the most about this game is the way our guys responded in the second half. Obviously, I don't know what it is just this time of year. There's a lot of upsets out there today. And, all of a sudden to find yourself in a 7-point game at half. And, that was going to be a big challenge and an opportunity for us to learn a lot about this year's team and how they were going to respond and, if they were going to point fingers and separate or whether they're going to come together and really go play at a higher level in the second half. Really challenged them at halftime that at the end of the game is going to ultimately be decided by how we play up front on both sides, defensive line and offensive line. I know we had 11 tackles for loss and 3 sacks. The majority of them were probably in the second half. And then offensively, really able to run the ball there in the second half. So really, just really proud of how our guys responded there in the second half, and really kind of a tale of two halves, honestly. Offensively, really pleased, 6 rushing touchdowns. I think it's the first time in a long time there, but really by 4 different runners. I think Mangum had 2, Dukes had 2. It was good to see him get out there and make some plays. And then Batee with 1, and then the one I'm most happy about is Kaywon Powell. That young man got hurt in the first scrimmage a year ago. And really, he's had almost a year-long recovery to get back. And so for him to be in his first game here at USF and be able to get it in there in the end zone, I think that's something that, it'll be great for him to build off of that. Also pleased by the complementary football. I think we had 3 turnovers on defense. And offensively, we went and scored 3 touchdowns from those 3 turnovers. And that's something that we talk about a lot of the time is complementary football. Defense get the ball back for us, and offense, let's go down and score. And then really I think the first defense outside of 1 touchdown drive they gave up there in the second half, I think they had 4 or 5 stops the next 4 or 5 drives outside of when some of the subs went in. And then offensively, 4 consecutive touchdown drives there in the second half really is what allowed us to get some separation. We had a good number of injuries going in, 4 or 5 starters probably, and several on defense. So it was an opportunity for some other guys to get in there and play. And then as the game went, really put a lot of subs in, the 2s and 3s there on defense, for them to get out there and play. And there'll be a lot of stuff they can learn from their experience. And at some point, you just got to get out there and let them play and learn from that. But overall, happy to get the win. There'll be plenty of stuff to clean up anytime early in the year, whether it's a win or a loss. There's still a lot of things to fix. Give Coach Larry Scott and the Howard team a lot of credit. I thought they played extremely well. Watching their first 2 games this year on tape and then watching them today, they played very well tonight and gave us a big challenge. And then I'm just pleased by the way our guys responded whenever they got challenged there and were able to go finish the game. So we'll regroup, go back and watch it on video and take some lessons from that. And then we got to get ready for a big one in Gainesville next Saturday. All right, with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Coach, Howard was 9 of 17 on 3rd down, and that's a deceiving statistic. You got to be playing pretty good defense on 1st and 2nd down to have him have 17 third downs, correct?
Yeah, I'd like to kind of see what we were there in the second half. And the first half, they had us schemed up pretty well. I felt like they had some good screens and some little pick plays and things like that. They executed very well on 3rd down. I think the tell for us there was in the second half, able to get a little bit more pressure on them and maybe get them in some 3rd and longer situations from where we were in the first half.
Gary's first pass was warming.
Yeah, we tried a double move there and just weren't quite on the same page with him and Weaver. I think that was our only. That's a shame because that was our only turnover of the night right there on the first play, and that was disappointing. We'll have to go back and kind of clean up that on the details a little bit there. But really after that play, we had no turnovers offensively, which I thought was obviously a key in this kind of game.
Are you concerned about? It feels like the second straight game where just the timing was off, maybe half a second here, half a second there. Are you concerned about that at all going into week 3?
Yeah, I think it's something early in the season. We're still. I think I look at it as an opportunity to take the next step for us offensively. And again, it's everybody being on the same page. It starts with the protection, the throw, and And we're just missing those a little bit. But those are the differences, right? Those would have been an opportunity really to separate a lot earlier in the game when we had some guys open and we're not able to connect. And but that's something we'll go back to work and continue working on. And I have no doubt that Gary and the receivers will be able to find our right timing and spacing to get those cleaned up.
Coach, from a defensive standpoint, was the difference between last week and this week eliminating those splash plays?
Yeah, I think, overall, I think we did a better job, in some key situations. Like I said earlier, getting them to some third and longs and not being living in third and short all day long. I did not feel like we played very, very well defensively in the first half. We were fortunate to get a couple turnovers, but really just gave up too many yards on first and second down there in the first half and allowed them to extend drives. I think their game plan was to kind of play slow on offense and try to shrink the game down a little bit. And I think they really did a good job of that in the first half. And then, we started playing a little bit better, and we made some adjustments too defensively with some of our calls and things like that to maybe put us in a little bit better situation.
Jaden Curry, a guy that really hasn't gotten a lot of run in his USF career, has played a lot of ball these first two games. Just how happy were you with
Yeah, that was good. Obviously Matt Hill being out this week, that was going to be a big opportunity for Jaden, kind of playing a new position. He's played all over at some of the different safety spots. This is really the first time that he's played in our kind of star position there at nickel. And, again, I can't really speak to how well he played right now. I'll have to go back and kind of watch the video. But Jaden is a guy that is versatile and really can play any of those three safety spots. But, yeah, and then also, T.J. Robinson, we had to move back to corner, with both Day out and Christian Williams out. So, two of our top three corners were out. So we moved T.J. Robinson from safety to corner. And then obviously with Matt Hill being out, we're a little bit thin there. I think Ray Thornton got more playing time this week kind of in that role. So, it's still a learning process. Still, again, a lot of, new guys playing in some new positions. But that's really what it's all about early in the season for those guys to go out and get some experience, and they'll be better the next time they go out.
You talked about staying consistent, especially looking at next week. What worked tonight, and what do you have to continue to do to get that win again next week?
Yeah, well, we're going to have to play extremely well. I mean, obviously, Florida's a very talented team, and I know Coach Napier will have those guys ready to play next Saturday night. And, for us, our preparation really shouldn't change from, whether we're playing Howard or we're playing Florida. I mean, for us, like we've talked about, to be consistent, right, we've got to, we've got to focus on our execution, our alignment. We still had some guys out of alignment today, and, how we're doing what we're doing. So, for us, it's we're pushing, trying to play that game where we're playing to the best of our ability. And tonight was not. And whenever you do, or definitely the first half for sure. And then there was things in the second half that were not to that standard. The good news is I think there's a whole nother level that we can play. And it's just my job and our coach's job and the players to take ownership and to improve. But I did see improvement from week 1 to week 2. And now going in to play this type of team next Saturday, there's going to have to be a big step of improvement for us to be able to go out and do what we need to do next Saturday night.
Coach, how concerned are you about your third down defense? 10 for 17 tonight with the other team. BYU was able to move the ball, so how concerned are you about it going forward?
Yeah, I'm always concerned anytime they get a third down. Kind of what I spoke about a little bit earlier. I think the key thing is, getting them into some third and long. When you've got them in 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3, I mean, your percentages aren't great right there. And also, this is a 4-down game now. Everybody's using 4 downs, so you've got to win on 1st and 2nd down to stay out of those 3rd and shorts. But yeah, I mean, a lot of that where we talk about cleaning up our execution. A lot of those mistakes that we made, we lost guys and maybe they did a good job on the screens and our guys got picked off. They got to be able to see that and react and beat the blocker and those type of things. So that's where it shows up a lot more on 3rd down, right? When you get a 6-yard gain on 1st down or 2nd down, everybody just, play the next down. Well, when it happens on 3rd and 4 and they get a 6-yard gain, right, everybody sees it right there. So, we got to play better on every down, and if we do that, then our 3rd down success will improve.
The first thing you said coming in was it feels great to win. I mean, how good is it for not only you, but the players, just,
Yeah.
regardless of who you played to win a game?
Yeah, I mean, that's we needed that. Again, the guys that have worked hard doesn't mean that, we don't have a lot to improve on. We do. But, this has been important to them. They've had a hard off season, and it was good to see them be able to celebrate. And, at the end of the day, the fun is in the winning. That's really what it's all about. When you win, you get to have fun and everything. I promise you that second half was a lot more fun than maybe we've had in a while. And so hopefully those guys will, do what it takes to be able to have a lot more of those moments.
How do you prepare for a quarterback like Anthony Richardson, AR-15 for Florida? I mean, what kind of challenge is that going to be next week?
It is a huge challenge, no doubt about it. I mean, I saw on the ticker today, today, he was tied for 5th in the Heisman, and this is his first season, going into the season as a starting quarterback. I haven't, we did a little bit of a Florida study in the summer, but I haven't obviously watched in the last 2 weeks. But yeah, he's a very dynamic. There's not many guys in college football like him at his size and true 4.3 speed and can throw the ball very well. But he is one of many challenges for next week. That's for sure.
Do you think you're going to get these guys back, these injured guys? Or?
Yeah, we'll see. We got a few more guys banged up tonight, and I think for what I could get during the game, whenever they were getting some guys X-rayed, all the news so far was positive. But we'll have to see tomorrow where that is, and then, hopefully we'll get Matt Hill and a few of those guys back. We'll kind of know maybe probably the middle of next week. So, yeah, a few more injuries than we want to have this early in the year, but, that's part of it. And, the next guy's got to be ready to step up until those guys get back.
Seems like Gary kind of found his groove a little bit. He's more comfortable now.
Yeah, it was good to see. I told him that was a great way to end it right there, being able to connect on a deep ball right there. OD did a really good job going up and attacking the ball. And overall, we got some things to clean up there, but I know those guys they'll definitely work on it. But, yeah, it was good to see some of those plays down the field.
Do you think those injured guys not being in there had a lot to do with the slow start defensively? Or?
I don't know. I really don't look at it that way. I think there was a lot of guys that had opportunities to make plays that have been in there with the starting group that didn't make plays. I didn't feel watching those mistakes that it was, a bunch of the new guys. I just felt like, we were out of position in a few areas. But, those guys have been practicing all week. Obviously, the guys that were out haven't practiced all week long. But I will mention a guy like DJ Gordon. I think he may led us in tackles tonight. And with Greer, we had to hold Greer again with his hamstring. So that's another starter that was out, I guess. But that was good to see DJ go in there, in that situation and lead us with tackles. And again, what you hope early in the year, playing these non-conference games, is that you're hoping that you can kind of develop some depth, because we're definitely going to need that, as we get into our conference play here in a few weeks.
Is there a certain identity you want to focus on offensively?
Yeah, I think, we're close. I feel like we've got to kind of connect on some of the deep balls to be able to really, we want to be able to run the ball, and we want to be able to throw the ball, and we want to be able to attack down the field. It's very hard in college football these days to, just, run it 4 and 5 yards a clip. You got to have those explosive plays in your offense. But while you're working on that, it's great to see, 6 rushing touchdowns and see these guys. But whenever we can kind of put it all together, then that's when we're going to take that next step, and that's what we'll be working towards.
Coach, on offense, a majority of the night you seem to be in front of the sticks. Is it easier to call plays 2nd and 4 than 2nd and 14?
Yes, absolutely. No doubt. And really what that leads to is, fewer third downs, right? When you stay on schedule on 1st and 2nd down, fewer third downs. And then when you get in third downs, you're more in that third and manageable situations. But, yeah, I think there's no doubt about it, being able to be in front of the sticks. You go back and look at those touchdown drives, right? They probably had something in common with good plays there on 1st and 2nd down.
Coach, quick follow-up to that. You only had 8 third downs, so you had to be playing good on 1st and 2nd down, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't really I don't even know what we were there on 3rd down, but I would venture to say there's probably very few 3rd downs on those 4 touchdown drives in the second half, because, again, we're moving the ball, and explosive plays. Great to see, Bati be able to get out there and have an explosive play. He's a playmaker. We want to continue finding ways to get him the ball.
What was the conversation like with you, Gary, and Coach Trickett whenever things weren't going as well in the first half?
Yeah, really just to stay patient. We're going to keep throwing the ball, and we're going to keep taking opportunities. And when it's kind of like when Michael Jordan or LeBron goes on a streak of missing a bunch of shots, you know what you tell them? Keep shooting, right? Because the law of averages are going to be able to come back. And you just got to kind of work your way through those situations. You can try to simulate it in practice. You're going against scout team guys, and the timing and all that may not be exactly like playing a game. So that's what these early games are all about, is getting out there and guys trying to feel what it looks like. And the biggest thing we told him is, hey, we're going to continue to take those opportunities and just go out there and do what you're supposed to do, and let's make plays. And again, probably one of the best plays was right there at the end with him and OD on a nice sky ball versus man coverage. So that's a good way to finish the game and build off of that.
Obviously, you're satisfied with a win. You want to put wins in that column, but is this a game where maybe you don't feel as satisfied with kind of how you played in terms of some of the balls that were missed offensively, some of the defensive miscues?
Yeah, I think where we are right now, we need to win. I think you could ask some of those teams that were big favorites today and didn't win. They'd probably tell you they'd be happy with a win. But as a coach, we always got things to improve on early in the year. But, man, I'm not going to downgrade this win at all. I don't believe in that if you don't win by 40, then you didn't play well or whatever. We're not there as a program yet. We're still learning how to win games. And you go in there and it's 14-7 at half with a team that hasn't found a way to finish games in the second half in the last year or so, then it's good to see a team go out there and finish. It doesn't matter who you're playing. You got to go out there and be able to finish. And our guys know that we have a whole nother level, and that's what our goal is each and every week, to find a way to play better. And eventually, if we'll continue working on that and take the next step, then we'll be able to see what our best is. Right? And we're going to have to get there pretty quick this week, playing the type of opponent we have there in Gainesville on Saturday.
And take us through when you see green grass and not a different colored jersey out there, and it's just race to the goal line.
It's a great feeling. I got that opportunity tonight on one of the outside zone runs. It was had it up great by the offensive line. Got a great block out there by the wide receiver, Sincere. And it's a great feeling being able to use my best attribute, speed. It's just a good feeling.
You're not going anywhere unless those hogs open the holes, right?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
How nice is it to finally get a win? After a whole summer of rebuilding this team, now you finally get a W.
Oh, it's a great feeling. We in there celebrating. It's just that's where the fun comes in at, is winning. So I think we needed this to just remind ourselves that we can still win. You feel me? And it's been a minute, so we're trying to get back in our groove and try to get some more victories throughout the season.
What do you do to keep going?
What was that?
What do you do to keep going?
We just keep our head down and keep working. Can't really let the losses discourage you. You just got to keep fighting, keep working. You got to this is what we live for right here, football. We got to keep going.
Coach talked about halftime. He talked with you guys. We heard from his perspective, how did the team feel? How did you guys feel at halftime?
We were winning, but we definitely felt like we were leaving a lot out there on the field. Just missed assignments, a lot of just mistakes going on out there. Coaches told us we got to keep fighting. We got to play hard and clean up the little mistakes. So that's what we did, and we came out and had a much better second half.
You talk about a groove, and normally your touches come from kick return or some, spotty plays on offense, but today you had 7 carries.
Yep.
Talk to me about what that feels like, that momentum. You're getting runs inch by inch, and then you burst for the 6.
Yeah, it feels good. 7 carries, that's a good amount of carries for me. And it just, I feel more warm, and whenever I'm out there and I can get a couple carries throughout series. I honestly don't really pay too much attention to that. I just do whatever coaches ask me to do, and just try to do it to the best of my ability.
How good was that for Kaywon to get in the end zone
Oh, it was great. I mean, we was pumped up for him. I know he'd been waiting on it since he got into college. Kaywon was a great player coming in. He looked good coming in as a freshman. He had a little injury that set him back for a year, so it was long overdue for him. He been itching to get back out there, so we're happy for him for sure.
Brian, how much are you and actually the whole team looking forward to next week, going to the Swamp and taking on that challenge?
Oh, we definitely looking forward to it. It's a great opportunity for us. You feel me? So it's like we just gonna keep our head down, treat it just like any other week. But we got to know we're playing a great opponent. We're ready for it though. We never bow down to anybody. Thank you guys.
When that lightning hit, were you going through that here we go again feeling?
So it was so crazy. I was talking to my parents because I was trying to get them down for the stampede, and I was like, I don't know, it ain't looking too good right now. But eventually, it kind of passed over. We were happy to play. No rain delay. We were just happy to get out there and go get a dub.
In one sentence, can you describe the win?
I can give you one word. It's great. It's great. Period. That's it.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
What is it like to win after a lot of frustration just to win a game tonight?
It feels good to be back on that winning side. You put so much work in the spring and the off season, summer conditioning, camp, and it's like, man, finally all that hard work done finally paid off. And it's just one win, and we have 10 more games to go. We're gonna take it 1 week at a time. We're gonna enjoy this win. 24 hours, and then we're going to move on to the next page with Florida next week.
Still seems like there's a healthy competition at right guard between Dustin and Lofton. Just what have you seen out of those two guys through 2 games?
I mean, those two guys are competing. I feel like the more the merrier. We can, if Mike goes in, we can roll with Mike. If Dustin goes in, we can roll with Dustin. If one of them get hurt, we can swing them. They both can play center. So I feel like the more depth, the better. I don't think it's nothing bitter. It just, they rotate them. Same thing in practice. Mike might go first team, Dustin might go second team, vice versa. So just trying to keep everybody fresh. So it's not 80 plays, 90 plays on somebody. We can go 50, 40, 50 snaps, 40 snaps. 50, 50. Just keep everybody fresh, stay fresh throughout the game.
Each when you have 6 rushing touchdowns, is that a statistic that offensive linemen like?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. Just knowing that, over 200 yards on the ground, 6 touchdowns, I don't care who you playing. That's not easy. Howard is a good opponent. They have great players. They have a lot of USF ties, so I know they was ready and locked in to play us. And for us to go out there and produce and put that on film, that's just a testament to the coaches, to the running backs, and to the O-line, just leaning on us and counting on us, and we just went out there and did what we needed to do.
You take a picture of the Hogs and put that up in Mission Bell now, 6 rushing touchdowns?
Yeah, we definitely need to do that. It's big time. I mean, Mr. Bryan came up to me, and he was like, 6 rushing touchdowns, most since like 03. So I was like, man, like 03, I was like 5. So I don't, so I mean, just making history, winning games, having fun, and it's a great feeling, like I said earlier.
What was the conversation like amongst the O-line when things weren't going as well in the first half?
It's frustrating for sure, just because, like I said, all the work that that you put in, but we just locked in. He was like, hey, man, let's just get back to what we know how to do. I feel like sometimes we probably was doing a little bit too much, but it's like, hey, man, we know at the end of the day that our 5 can go out there and block at their 5. And we have the backs, we have the quarterbacks, we have the receivers. If they put too many in the box, we can, throw it out to Weaver, throw it out to Jimmy. We believe in Coach Scott. We believe in our Coach Trickett, Coach Mo, the O-line coach. So we just getting back to what we do best.
And you just touched on it, how you felt like y'all were doing too much. Coach Trickett mentioned that over the past week. What was that like? That feeling like when you got back in the film room and was like, man, I missed it here, we missed it there.
Yeah.
Just talk to me about that.
Yeah, I mean, when you have a lot of players, when you have a lot of weapons, you try to get everybody the ball. I mean, you got Weaver, you got J5, you got Bat, you got Mangum. I mean, the list goes on. So you try to get everybody a touch, you try to keep everybody happy. But I feel like each game, you go on with a game plan, but throughout the game, you have to make adjustments. And if the throws aren't there, And if the running is, I mean, if it's 6 touchdowns out there, we got to go get them. Just trying to keep everybody happy, but at the end of the day, still trying to win the ball game, because that's the most important thing at the end of the day.
What do you mean by doing too much? You guys are trying to do too much.
So when I say doing too much, it's like just trying to. Because I don't want to say it a negative way. It is. yeah. Just like I said, just trying to get everybody involved. And sometimes, if you're running the ball, you're getting 8 yards a pop, and then you run the ball again, you get 7 yards, and then they run the ball again, then you bust for 60 like Bat did. It's like, well, let's just keep running it. You know what I'm saying? Like let's not make it hard. I mean, I know everybody want to get their touches and stuff like that, but it's like, man, if we can run for 200 yards a game, we're gonna win a lot of games. And we had the offensive line. Like I said, we had the offensive line. We had the experience. We had the depth. I mean, with Mike and Dustin, you know, me, Brad, Donald, Big Trey, Coach Mo pushing us. And so, you know, let's just stick to what we do best, and that's running the ball. And you can see that 200 plus yards, six rushing touchdowns. Like I said, against any opponent, that's a outstanding accomplishment. So,
Meach, being a Jacksonville guy, I know you must have some familiarity with Gainesville and the Swamp.
Definitely.
How you get your opportunity, how much are you and your teammates looking forward to going up there and getting that opportunity?
I mean, so for me personally, I mean, I grew up a Florida Gators fan, like Urban Meyer, Charlie Strong, and Tebow, Percy, like the whole nine. So even when we played them last year, it was like a surreal moment for me. But going into the Swamp at nighttime, I mean, you really can't ask for a better opportunity. They'd probably be ranked. I know they just lost, but they'll probably still be ranked. I mean, going out there, getting a statement win against a ranked opponent on the road, SEC, I mean, those are games that you live for.
What was the big difference between last week and this week on defense?
We just locked in practice and focused. Along Coach Ernie and Coach Shute just being on us hard, make sure not making it too hard on us, like we're not overthinking, and we just out there playing fast and do what we do best.
The biggest thing is you don't want to let one loss fester into a second one. What did you do this week to eliminate BYU and concentrate on Howard?
We just moved on to the next. We never try to go back in our past. We just keep that in the rearview mirror. And so this week we just focused on like the little details, the fine details that we seen that we need to fix, and not overthinking things. And our coaching staff just helping us along like with stuff that we need to work on within.
What do you guys think you need to do to get better on third down against opposing teams?
We just need to everybody just need to do their job, keep doing their assignment to the best of their ability, and get to the quarterback, get the ball out of his hands, and our secondary need to just stay locked down, keep scrapping everybody.
With USF brought in you and Rashad both from Minnesota last year. Just I know this is the first time we got a chance to talk to you this season. Just when you find out that Rashad was coming down and that you guys were going to be teammates again, just kind of what was that feeling and being able to play with a guy like that again?
It was good because when I entered the portal, I had me and Shad. We always been close. We went to Minnesota 2019 at the same time, and so we always been close as brothers the whole time we've been there. So it was like when I hit the portal and got the offer, and then Rashad did too. I was like, we finna be together again, bro. Let's get it. Let's eat, because we the same thing that we thought now, same thing we was thinking at Minnesota. So now we got another opportunity to showcase our talent, showcase our skills with a different team.
And he's one that was a big-time recruit coming
Yes, sir.
out of high school himself. Just, how good has it been to see him shine here at USF these first two games and kind of be a staple at that D-tackle spot?
It's been good because I always knew he had that within. Like he showed it. He showed it at Minnesota. It was just we weren't getting the opportunities that we deserve, and so now he just showcasing what was already within.
I mean, for you, kind of cashing in on opportunity with Antonio out, what's been the biggest mindset change for you as you were kind of going to be spot guy, reserve kind of rotation. Now you're getting the majority of the snaps at the linebacker with Greer kind of.
Oh, it always since I got here it was competition, and so my thing is and my goal is to compete. Like I'll compete with anybody who I play against. That's the name of the game, and so that's how I just take on the road with everything.
So it looks like your defense, compared to last year, is doing much better at TFLs and sacks. You're getting into the backfield. What's been the key to for yourself or everybody just creating more problems for the offense that way?
Just swarming the ball, having a lot of energy, being aggressive, being dominant. Not going out there with your head on your shoulders and doing your job. Everybody just doing their assignment, doing their job, and coach just in practice, he just or we always every day we got to go with like four takeaways, whichever way we can get them. And so that's just been every day of practice. That's what we've been chasing. We're just chasing it, and it's showing.
DJ, I know you want to enjoy this win, but any preliminary thoughts on Florida next week?
Oh no, I'm ready. I'm ready for Florida, and whatever they're gonna bring to the table.
Did you play at Ohio State and Michigan and places like that in the Big Ten?
Yes, sir.
So is going in the swamp same
No.
thing?
Yes, same thing. I ain't worried about nothing. I never look at the crowd and all that. Just lock in, do your job, do your assignment.
Is going to the swamp a thing for you? You
No,
grown up
I ain't
in Plant
worried.
City?
I'm from Plant City, Florida. My parents and stuff was Gators fans growing up, so my dad gonna be there. He probably gonna have on a half jersey, but it is what it is.
What was like you led the team in tackles today? What was it for you that like just kept it going and that high energy?
Just locking in, and like the whole week, coach like made it easier. Like we ain't got to do that much thinking, and that was really the goal. Like all week, I was just focused on little details, little things, and just fine tuning my game. Anything I could do to better, along with Coach Ernie being on me heavy, and just bettering my game every step, every way I could get it. Watching film, study, everything.
And with the quarterback next week and Richardson, you know he's a dual threat, does everything. Like, what is it gonna like the discipline? Like, have you already watched film on him or any?
Yeah,
thoughts
we've
on
been watching
him?
film. We been watching film on it. Just gonna have to be just little fine details. Like as far as like say like when I'm out the box, I just gotta stay home and be patient. Whether read and see whether he's gonna pull it, I keep going, and just play my game.
Earlier, thank you. Earlier this week, Coach said that there were some mistakes made in regard to play calling. Do you think that you guys improved on that this game?
Oh yeah, we capitalized that. Coach put it more of in our hands. Like we just called the defense out there. He put it more of in our hands, so it's less thinking and stuff like that. We could play fast, play strong, and we don't have to be thinking about this and more communication and stuff like that.